Delver versus Junk Walkers. And I think they are finishing up maybe some sideboarding.
Yeah, it looks like they were going back to their boards for Game 3. Something not a lot of people do, but something that you really should do.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cards that you can say, well, this comes in on the draw, this card comes in on play.
Exactly, but not the other way around.
Right. And, you have to know that, well, if I'm on the draw in this matchup, these cards are important, and if I'm on the play, these cards are important, and it might not seem like a big deal having 3 different cards in your sideboard if you play or draw, but if you draw those,
exactly,
you might say, well, I need this card. If I'm going to keep this card in on the play because if I can cast it on turn 2, my opponent only has 1 land out. It's really good, but if it's on the draw, then
it gets mana leaked.
It gets mana leaked, or he's gonna. My opponent already has something out, so it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I definitely agree. A lot of players actually set up cards like Dave Judgment for that very reason. They're like, well, I'm on the draw. Dave Judgment's too slow.
Yeah, and they're definitely matched with that. Is true.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it looks like we have deck lists now. So we're gonna give you a rundown of the players' sideboards, what they might have sided in. So David Palmer has access to Life's Finale, Ratchet Bomb, Nihil Spellbomb, Surgical Extraction, Spellskite, Black Curse, Ghost Quarters, Naturalizes, and Autumn Veils.
And James Lance has Phantasmal Image, Corrosive Gale, Sword of Feast and Famine, Revoke Existence, Divine Offering, Timely Reinforcements, Oblivion Ring, and Celestial Purge. Now, the Purge is definitely very good in this matchup.
Oh, yeah. The Purge is great, not only because it kills Planeswalkers, but because it kills the most threatening card in David Palmer's sideboard, which is Curse of Death's Hold.
Right. I think he's definitely going to bring in the Feast and Famine.
Oh, for sure.
That certainly is a very strong card in this matchup. A lot of, David Palmer, he's got some black tokens. He's got some green tokens.
Yeah, he does.
Garrick makes green and Sorin makes black, and so that is just that many less ways that he has to chump block James Lance's creatures.
The only white way that David Palmer can really deal with the sort of Feast and Famine, Oblivion Ring, Beast Within, Lingering Souls block, Gelspeth Tyrell Soldier block, but that's about it. He can't really do anything else.
And again, we imagine that the gut shots came out and the metal missteps at least.
Right.
Probably maybe some number of the
Spectral
Vapor
Flights,
Snags.
yeah. Vapor
I
Snags,
think he'll leave Spectral Flight in. I mean, it's not the greatest card, but I don't think he has enough cards to actually bring in that are very good.
Yeah, he can definitely steal some wins.
He might even he probably brought in his 1 Corrosive Gale just in case. Because it is a problem if David Palmer just goes Lingering Souls and Flashback.
Right, and if David Palmer draws 2, it's not like he's going to hold back in fear of the 1 Corrosive Gale.
Right.
He can't play around a 1-of that he doesn't even know if his opponent brought in.
Here they go. 6, 7, yep. James Lance draws his opening hand. Is this going to be enough to save blue for the finals? Give it a shot to win this Star City Games Open, Dallas-Fort Worth.
I see Revoke Existence in James Lance's hand.
There you go.
He's pretty scared of Curse, I guess.
I do not blame him.
No, me neither. That's a scary, scary card.
And David Palmer, he has, what does he have there? It looks like I see a Sorin in the back.
Yeah, hard to tell. David Palmer never lets us see his hand.
Very close to the vest. And a turn 1 Delver. This is the card James Lance wants to lead off with.
David Palmer needs a Tragic Slip right now. He'd love to have it.
But no, he has an Evolving Wilds. This match could hinge entirely on whether or not this is an instant. And it is not.
David Palmer breathes a sigh of relief. He gets his black source. If he does have Tragic Slip in hand, he now will have a black source to cast it.
James Lance,
Ponder. Telling David Palmer, if you can kill this Delver, this is the turn to do it.
And it looked like I saw a Tragic Slip in his hand. That missing that instant, that 1 turn could have been drastically important for this match.
Yeah, and James Lance still didn't find it even with a Ponder. He has to shuffle his deck.
Ooh.
So he'll take a random card, he'll take another random Delver flip. He'll try and make this into a 3-2 during his next turn. So David Palmer dodging some bullets here. Neo, we'll call him.
It looks like he had, if he can follow it up, he does have another Delver in his hand, it looks like.
Wow.
Those checklist cards can be quite easy to pick out in the crowd. Delver comes in for 1, taking David Palmer to 19. And another Delver.
Wow. So 2 Delvers in play for James Lance. David Palmer is sweating these flips. Really needs these 2 not to flip.
Comes out with another Evolving Wilds, and Tragic Slip will deal with 1 Delver.
That might be a Dismember, actually.
Dismember, oh, it is.
So way more painful. David Palmer wishes it was a Tragic Slip. He goes to 15 from that Dismember. And again, not an instant.
Nope. This is a matchup where hitting those flips, very important.
Right.
Imagine how different this matchup would have been if James had hit 2 instants off those 2 flips.
Oh, wow. David Palmer would be almost dead. All James can do is attack for 1 and pass the turn with no 3rd land.
Oh, and David Palmer has a Lingering Soul.
Wow.
Does James Lance have a Mana Leak? Does he want to use a Mana Leak? I imagine you do if you have it, but
I think if he has one, he has to use it here.
not that you want to.
It's not fun, but
Oh, and
no Mana Leak, no flip. The good news about no flip, though, is that it could be a land, and it is.
still no white sources though.
Right.
He's not going to come out with a Geist. He could have a Feast and Famine though.
Wow, just says
Nothing.
go again.
Not the draw he was looking for in this game.
And David Palmer's hand is just stocked at this point. I think he has 2 Sorens. He has a Day of Judgment.
Another Lingering Souls.
Boy. So that resolves. David Palmer attacks for 2. He's the beatdown right now.
Not the match you usually see him as a beatdown.
No. And land to end it. Telver again.
No flip.
No flip. So James,
This is rough. The deck is built to flip Delver.
right? But at the same time, though, after sideboarding, James Lance takes out Gut Shots, Mental Missteps, Faith Shields, Vapor Snags. He's boarding in some non-instants
He's
here.
boarding some non-instants. He needs at this point. If he had brought in that Corrosive Gale, he needs to draw that now.
Yeah, he does.
But Tragic Slip.
Yep.
Mental Misstep. Left it in.
Okay.
Not a card we expected to see past game 1.
No. So David Palmer flashes back Lingering Souls. 2 more 1/1s. And yeah, he's just playing right into the Corrosive Gale of James Lance, if James has it. Only 1 in the deck.
Only 1 in his deck.
Moreland Hunt Go is all he can muster.
Moreland Hunt, which cannot be activated.
Nope.
And we're going to see a lot of tokens coming in.
Crash in for David Palmer, bringing James Lance to 7 life.
David Palmer probably going to lead off with the Sorin right here.
Yep, the reason he attacked first is because he wanted James Lance to tap low so he could resolve one of his Planeswalkers.
Mana Leak check and no Mana
Wow. I have no idea what James Lance has in hand, but
Leak. It must just be Geists.
Geists, Snapcasters,
Who knows?
Spectral Flights. So Sorin makes a 1/1.
No flip, though he does get his white source. Probably a little too late.
I have to think it is.
And there is a Geist,
Yeah.
a card that he needed on turn 3.
Yeah, I think James Lance is just dead to this emblem. Sorin
I believe
emblems
he is.
and wow, yeah, James Lance's hand, Geist of Saint Trap, Geist of Saint Trap, Revoke Existence.
Wow.
Took a gamble with that keep. He had to shuffle off Ponder because, on the Ponder, he saw a white source, but he didn't see an instant. So he took a risky shuffle, and it didn't pay off for him.